Sorry about that. My husband called and kicked it off. Hopefully I'll be able to combine the videos. If not, this will be round 2 or part 2. So I was saying that on my second miscarriage, it was really hard for me, and I felt like I had an emotional hole. Just my whole stomach was just a hole. And that was really hard to not feel like I was enough. But anyways, after 2 years of not trying or not successfully carrying and having a baby, we went, well, I went to a gyno and she referred me to a fertility clinic. She also, in the meantime, while we were waiting to get in, she took lots of hormone tests. She took lots of ultrasounds, 2 to 3, I think it was, or maybe just 2. The first ultrasound came back that I have a fibroid tumor on top of my uterus. And then the second came back that I had a cyst on my right ovary. Well, I don't remember what month it was, so bad with time frames, but one morning I woke up and I went to the restroom and I came back to get in bed and I had this horrible pain, like so bad. I like, I've had pancreatitis and I've had diverticulitis, but I've never like had the pain consistently that feels similar to that for like 30 minutes straight. Like I remember looking up at one point and felt like I couldn't see because the pain was so intense and I was so nauseous. And I called my husband home from work and I'm like, look, you need to take me to the hospital like right now. So we go and they do ultrasound and see fluid all around my uterus and can't see the cyst any longer. So they tell me you had a cyst rupture, which is very, very common actually. If you look it up, a lot of women go through that. So then on December 3rd, December 3rd, I believe, or 5th. I go to so many doctors, I get them mixed up. My husband and I went to a fertility clinic and we saw a doctor, and I knew that I was going to get like the fat talk of like, you got to lose some weight, girl. And that's exactly what happened. So he says, you need to be at this BMI in order for me to like assist you. And the good thing is though, like, so anytime I go to a doctor, whether it's because I have a cold or I'm in pain or like I even went and saw an anesthesiologist and he talked to me about weight and I'm like, this isn't your job. Like, so I'm always talked to about weight, and it always like just makes me shut down, and it kind of like just really bothers me. So I don't normally listen to anyone, and I'll say I don't want to talk about this with you. To any doctor who brings it up. I understand that they're like coming from a good place, but they also have to keep in mind that if that's not the reason I'm there for the appointment, then that's not something we should talk about. But with this fertility doctor, for the first time I listened to someone about my weight because he looked at all of the hormone testing I had done, all the ultrasounds. He goes, the good news is you have really good eggs. Some type of follicle tests that my gyno had done. And he says, everything looks great as far as like your results. There's no reason you shouldn't have a baby other than with your weight, you're overproducing extra estrogen. So he drew out like the cycle of where you get all this estrogen, and it's rising. And then the progesterone, I think that's how you say it, alerts or mixes in with estrogen. I don't know what I'm talking about. But the progesterone, so your body produces estrogen anyways. And then if you're overweight, it's producing more. So the progesterone doesn't overpower it. So then you can't ovulate and have a cycle. So he explained to me this is probably the reason we're not successfully getting pregnant, or if we are ovulating and I get pregnant, it's just not working. So he kind of just disregarded my miscarriages too because I didn't go to the doctor and have it confirmed that I miscarried or was pregnant. Which kind of hurt to not be acknowledged on that, but it's fine. I'm kind of used to my feelings and experiences if it's not medically recorded being disregarded lately, which I know I should have went. And I'm definitely now at a place where if we do get pregnant, excuse me, or something happens like that, I'm definitely going to the doctor. I learned my lesson. um So he challenged me and my husband to lose 50 pounds. And he said, come back and we'll have a conversation then. So my husband and I were already planning on starting a diet this coming year. Not like January 1st or anything. Like, it's not a New Year's resolution. It's just we want to try to get healthier. And I'm hoping I can get pregnant naturally once I lose some of this weight. So it was a good appointment. And my husband actually went today and gave a sperm analysis. So I'm really excited to see those results to figure out if, this is his sperm quality, and whatever happens then we'll just go from there. But yeah, I'm excited one day to think that I may be able to have a baby. And the scene in my head I always think is right after I have the baby and then them just giving me my baby and me just holding them and not wanting to ever let them go. And that's sweet to me because I feel like everything I've been through to get to that point will be worth it when I finally hold my child. And it will make it so much sweeter to be able to have my child. So, I don't know. I also have been writing. Well, I had been. I kind of stopped for a little bit when all this craziness was going on. But I had started a little journal that I was writing to my future child so that in the event anything ever happened during childbirth, they would have this book of Mom. Mom wrote this for me when she didn't even know me or I wasn't even here, I need to get back into that because I still have hope that one day I'll have a family, whether that's by giving birth or adopting. I one day got it really stuck in my head that I want to foster because I want two children because I grew up with siblings and it's just so nice to have a sibling to go through life with. And so I think that if we're able to have one baby, depending on how the pregnancy goes, I may have to get my tubes tied then, because on top of being overweight and high risk, I also have fibromyalgia and just a lot of other things, herniating disc and just a lot of stuff. So it's not the healthiest for me to carry a baby. So then I was thinking we'd have the baby and then we would get a foster child or adopt a child eventually as a sibling. And one night I stayed awake and looked at every single child in the United States. Claire, come here. Sorry about my dog making noise in the background. But I looked at every single child from, I don't know what age range I did, but it was so cool to see who's out there, and maybe one day I'll get to adopt one of the boys or girls that I looked at. And I went in my head because they had some videos of the foster kids, and went in my head thinking about introducing myself as their mom. And I just really want a family one day. I grew up where we're pretty close as a family, and my family to me represents unconditional love and support from grandparents and aunts, and I just really have a good family, and family's very important to me. And I want to make my little family with Claire Bear. Not make the family with her, you know what I meant. I want her to be a part of my little family too. Right, Claire Bear? Yeah. Yeah, baby. Claire. I love her. She's my little my pain buddy. Um, anyways, well, this video is already long enough. If my future child is watching this, I have waited for you for so long, and I hope you're loved, happy, and healthy, and I know you'll be loved, but I hope you always feel that you're loved. And maybe I'll make an official video to my future child and post it on here. Anyways, thanks for listening if you did, and leave me a comment if you want to. Thanks for letting me share my journey in a safe place on YouTube. And again, if these aren't your types of videos, just don't watch. But you're right at the end if you're hearing this. So, hope everybody has a good day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.